Okay, howdy everybody. A couple technical snafus I had to deal with there. One, my camera settings went all wonky on me right before I went live, and then, of course, the screen title of the stream, supposed to prompt me. It didn't, so it kept the 7 Days to Die title. All right, quick restart, took care of that. So, howdy everybody. Welcome to the channel and Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. We're going to try something a little different today. A little different. We're going to see if you guys can do better than me. You know, I'm sure you can. So what we're going to do is the Zombie Hunt Challenge. Hopefully it's number one of a number of these, and I'll set different rules or different circumstances for each one, depending on, you know, player feedback, if you guys care or want to see this type of stuff or participate. The idea behind this is Zombie Hunt number one, as the challenge command in our chat says, but I'll read it out loud for folks on YouTube later. Zombie Hunt number one. Compete with Vormithrax to see who's the greatest or luckiest zombie hunter. Create any multi-pool character you want using the evacuee scenario. Kill as many zombies as you can in 24 hours. No vehicles, no crafting, no item pickup except for food and water. 8 a.m. the next day, screenshot your character screen. QYY, which for those that don't know is quit, yes, that's the suicide command. And then also screenshot your kill list, and you can post those on my Discord channel. I've got a special section in my Cataclysm area for the hunt stuff, so feel free to post your results there, and we'll kind of see who can make what progress. So there's a few interesting things about this particular one. It's going to be very much about not just killing zombies, but what kind of character build. I'm really curious just how people build characters for this. And you'll see what I mean when we start talking about kind of the strategy behind this and what you want to think about and such. I'll try to keep down to a minimum how long I spend in character gen. I'll preempt the YouTube comments, those ones that always go, oh my god, it's 45 minutes and he hasn't gone into the game yet. Fast forward to minute 46 and 30 seconds for actual gameplay. I know it's coming. I know I'm going to get those comments, so whatever. Okay, so my idea behind this is I'll run this today myself. I'll try to run it a few times. We'll see if we've got time. I don't know how long it's going to take. I might die immediately, and we'll just keep trying. A, you have to survive 24 hours. B, you want to kill as many zombies as you can. Doesn't matter if you're on death's door and about to kick it right there at the
18 months. Former Drew C. Cap here.
Well, hey there, former Drew C. Cap. Now you're going 18 months, huh? So it's a long time. You sure you want to do that? Okay, if you insist. So yeah, the plan is I'm going to run this today myself a number of times. Now you all have to agree. You have to agree not to take anything you learn from my live stream and use it in your own attempts. You have to just ignore it all. You have to come up with your own ideas. You have to come up with your own thoughts, your own character builds. You can't use anything you see here. But I'm going to run it a few times. I might change the characters up. I built a couple of characters real quick. I didn't spend a lot of time thinking about them, just as some examples. But I'm going to give some bonus respect for people that build their characters in certain ways and still manage to achieve pretty high numbers. So let's go look at a character real quick. We're going to load into Zombie Hunt. Oh, nope, not load. We're going to new game. Custom character, nope, preset character. Let's look at the special operator first. Zombie Hunt number one. Alright, so there's a number of things we got to think about for this. It's only going to go 24 hours. That's it. 24 hours. No vehicles. Can't drive anything. No animals. None of that stuff. So basically I took Wayfarer trait because why not? Since I can't, per the rules of the challenge, do vehicles anyway, might as well suck up some negative points with the Wayfarer trait. I also took Pacifist because I don't think skill advancement is going to be all that important in this one. So that's 12 points. So we took 12 points in the negative just from those two. I could slot in some other fairly innocuous and non-consequential things like Truth Teller and all that kind of stuff. But I just kept it simple and went for Wayfarer and Pacifist. If I gain skills during this, it could happen, I guess, since we've got some fairly low skills. But the ones I care about, we're not going to raise much. So I'll just throw Pacifist in. But so things to think about. I think a lot of this challenge is going to come down to strategy of character build. And I'm really curious how people are going to build their characters out. This is an example of one that I thought would work pretty well, the Special Operator. If you're not familiar with a Special Operator, there's this screen with details. He's pretty far down the list. One of the things I'm gonna throw respect at people if they manage to get decent kill numbers is the higher up the list that you pick, the more respect you earn. So if somebody manages to get a high kill count, starting with an heroin addict, major props. You get major props. If everybody's taking black belt and bionic assassin and bionic sniper, less props. So we'll see. But there are actual consequences. So were you to take these and spend these large amount of points, something you want to carefully consider is how many of the things you're paying for are actually going to make a difference in this very, very short time frame challenge. I mean, are you ever going to use facial distortion? Are you going to use this power storage? That's the question. So you may be spending a large amount of points for a lot of things that are going to do you absolutely no good. So be careful when you're picking. For the Special Operator, it seemed like a fairly good combination for a couple of reasons. So the Special Operator, if you notice, has a sheath with a kukri. So we've got a really good melee weapon, and we've got an HK MP5 with 2 reloads, 2 magazines. So we've got 90 rounds of HK MP5 ammo. It gives us some options. We've got the kukri for melee, and some combat boots, tack gloves, tactical helmet, and then army clothes, basically. I'm not sure of the wetsuit. I have to look at the wetsuit. I don't know the details on the wetsuit and whether it's good to keep it on or not. So that's the basics of the Special Operator. No traits, but a decent selection of skills. The problem being a bunch of those skill points I'm never going to use. I guess not a bunch, actually. Lockpicking, never going to use it. Swimming, never going to use it. Survival, don't care. So those are kind of irrelevant, but the rest of them are fairly good. They're fairly good, strong starting point. So, yeah. So that's what I was looking at. But the kukri, I'm going to combine with, of course, the martial art. So, whoops. Oh, no, we're not. I don't have the martial art selected. I got to go back and rebuild this guy with the martial art in mind. What martial art was I going to give him? This guy's going to go down quite a bit in his abilities as I go slot in the martial art. I think it was... What martial art was it going to be? Not ninjutsu. Probably a Screama. Screama, and then we just need melee 4. Is that what I built this guy with? Yeah, I built him with melee 4. So I had a Screama in mind, but I forgot to actually pick the martial art. So, melee weapon training... The Screama, and we got to get rid of 3 points of stuff, huh? I really, really don't want to ditch my dodge, but I might have to, because I don't have a lot of other points I really want to knock down. We'll go there, and there. Oops. And I guess 1 point of dodge. Oh, that's worth a bunch. Man, that point's expensive. Let's try to keep our dodge at 8. I got to keep my melee at 4. So here's another consideration: is what do you do at night? If I tank my perception, I got a full 24 hours I got to plan on. There's a whole bunch of things you got to think about for this. It's not as simple as you might think. I might damage my kukri and make it useless after the first 10 zombies, and all of a sudden I have no weapon. If I don't take some kind of night vision or decent perception, I'm going to be totally blind at night. And I'm not allowed to pick anything up. So I can't pick up a flashlight. I have no way of making light. If you don't start with it, you don't get to use it. So it's only what you start with. That's what you get to use. So the only exception to that is food and water. Feel free to pick up all the food and water you want. Nothing else. You're not allowed to do any other stuff. So only the things you start the game with. So bleed is going to be a big problem if you don't start with some kind of first aid kit. There's like the EMT starts with first aid gear. I know there's a couple of others that have some kind of first aid gear. But the new bleed effects are going to be a real problem if you get hit. And you're going to get hit. Your weapon might degrade and go away before you've gotten through the 24 hours. Your vision at night is going to be severely impacted if you don't have the ability to make light right from the start. So there's a ton of interesting things that I think some underdog characters might be able to make up some of the ground that is lost to hyper violent initial characters. So you might have the biggest Billy Badass of a combat warrior, but if he's totally useless at night and can't see anything and can't really go anywhere and doesn't know what he's going to be about to fight, that could be a pretty big downside. So some utility type characters that might have light at night, that gives them a lot more availability and options, all sorts of stuff. So there's a lot to consider in just how this is going to play out in the character build, because it's all about character build. Obviously, it's also about your ability to fight and knowledge of the game world and all that. But given that we've completely removed crafting, we've completely removed item pickup, it's a mega city challenge. You can feel free to generate as many maps as you want. I don't care. If your mega city gives you a 4-house town and you think you're going to kill enough zombies to win the challenge, go for it. I don't think that's going to happen, but I wanted to do a mega city challenge just so there's a target-rich environment. There's absolutely no way I can make it equivalent for everybody across the board because of the random generation nature of the game. There's very, very few ways I could go about trying to make it an even playing field for everybody. So I'm not interested in that so much as I am about the stories of what people have built and how they use them and what kind of numbers we get. So the idea behind this is hopefully, if people are interested and think it's a cool thing to do, we'll run this challenge, then I'll run this challenge today. You guys can see what I do and see what I talk about and the strategies I try and all that kind of stuff. You try all you want during the week. And then on Friday, I'm going to run the challenge one more time after seeing your guys' results. And I won't play any in between. I never do. I only play Cataclysm when I'm doing it live. But if people are interested and want to see me do it again after I see your guys' results to see if I can beat whoever the top score is, then we'll go that way. Now, it is very much an honor point system. I mean, yeah, you could cheese the hell out of this and post whatever the hell you want. So, come on. There's no reason to do that. There's no point to that. Stay honest. Stay correct. And build a character, and let's have some interesting conversations about character builds and strategies that were attempted and so on. And I do have a section on my Discord channel where you can post the screenshots that I requested, which was a posting of your character screen right at the end. So right before you QYY to kill your character at 8 a.m. on day 2. Just bring up your character screen, screenshot that, then QYY and screenshot your kill list. And if you can put those into my Discord channel, that would be awesome. If anybody needs to know how to do that, I can help you with that. Lots of utility programs that make it super, super easy. Just a click of a button or two, and you can put links up of your screenshots. So, but yeah, so let's have fun with it. But I do want to make sure everybody understands I've thought this through a bit, and character gen is a really interesting actual puzzle for this kind of a challenge. So much rides on people's ability naturally in game to go get things, and we're removing that. You're not allowed to go get things. You can't go get ammo for your guns. If you go in with somebody with a cannon, then great, that cannon's awesome. You're going to kill 10, 15 zombies, and then you're going to be done. Then you have, what are you going to fall back on? So you got a lot of things to think about. So is it better to take a mix of guns and melee? The guns for the emergency situations and the melee for the mainstay. But then what happens when your melee weapon breaks? Do you build a black belt with pure unarmed and huge dodge and just go through and fists of steel everybody down? Whole bunch of stuff like that. So doesn't matter which experimental version. I'm not going to insist everybody use exactly the version I'm on. There could be some way somebody could get an advantage on experimental versions, but we're playing the honor system here, so the settings command posts what version I used in this particular screen or this particular challenge. So if you know how, feel free to go duplicate the build that I'm on. It's just the most recent build as of now. 10.989 is what I'm on. So it would be better to update. I'd rather people be playing at least near the same build. That way we don't have people playing stable trying the challenge against people playing experimental, and the stable guys don't have to deal with bleeds and stamina changes and all that kind of stuff. So I'd like to at least keep it somewhat within the same general area of builds if possible. But I'm not going to preclude anybody from giving a try on the challenge on whatever the build they're on. If you're playing stable and you think this sounds cool, go for it. It's still going to come down mostly to, I think, character build and how you go about approaching killing zombies. So, you got 24 hours. You shouldn't need to worry about sleeping. You shouldn't need to worry too much about food or water. Healing items is going to be a hugely debated issue, I think. Because do you take a character that can start with some healing or not? I am going to say it's allowed for you to, for example, shred your pants for bandages as long as you don't use any items other than what you started with. So let's say that part is allowed, that if you're bleeding to death and you want to shred your cargo pants for bandages, go for it. But no picking up any items other than that. Food and water only, and whatever you start with. Those are the materials you have to work with. And what I hope to do is, like I said, I'll do it today. I'll see the results as you guys respond over the next few days, and I'll run it one more time on Friday and see if I can get a better number or beat whoever I've got as the current top of the list on my Discord channel. And then at a future time, not immediately, but at a future time, we'll run another zombie hunt challenge. And on the next challenge, I'll play with the settings. We'll either go to a far evolution, so there's hard zombies, or I'll confine us to a mall, and we have to stay inside of a mall and run around and see who can either stay alive the longest and or kill the most zombies. Or I got lots of ideas for it, but I want to try to figure out a way where there's some community interaction. We can talk about builds, talk about benefits and negatives of what we encountered in the strategy we used, and do some light competition. So, but like I said, it is all on the honor system, so come on, be cool about it. All right, so let's talk a little bit more about this one character I've built. So I built a special operator. We'll go to the end screen here. Now that we've got our, there we go. Now that we've got our melee weapon training that I totally forgot about. I was in a hurry trying to build these two to get on screen. Uh-oh, we're still 1 point shy. That's right, I hadn't spent that last point. If I take that away, since that's a really expensive level, I actually gain a few points. Let's do that. We'll go with dodge 7 instead. Now we're +2. I could put some back in the stats. Let's go like that. Alright, we'll take 1 point off of dodge. That'll give us a 7 dodge, which is still really respectable. And 11-9 for our melee and dex. We've tanked our intelligence. I think most people are going to be tanking intelligence for this particular challenge. Perfectly valid. Go for it. I also took fast reflexes for even more dodge. Indefatigable, because we're going to be meleeing a lot, I think. And then just melee weapon training. Then that's where we're going to pick a Screama. A Screama does require melee 4 for the... it only needs melee 4. I don't need any other of the melee skills or hand-to-hand skills. So that's what we're set for, melee 4. So we can take full advantage of a Screama. So pretty much it's going to be chop zombies up as much as I can. Hopefully dodge as many of the fights or the hits I can. Try to keep things one-on-one because I only get 1 dodge per round. The martial arts skill isn't going to give me much. Screama, I don't think a Screama has hardly any. Does it have any dodges? I don't think it has any dodges. It's just pure attacks. Just attack, 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 attack. With various combos and savings on costs to strike and all that. So it's purely offensive. So if I get into fights with multiple guys, it's going to be a big problem. So the other thing I think people are going to realize when they're going to run into a problem is there's almost no armor. Very, very few of the professions available have any kind of armor. So there are a few, but not too many. But there's a lot of professions in here. I want to see somebody get a really high score with Crazy Cat Dude. That's one of the ones I think would be hilarious to see somebody get a really good score on. Crazy Cat Dude is one of them. There were a couple of others I thought would be hilarious to see somebody do really good with. Maybe an Otaku. But there's a lot of them. But as I said when we started the stream, the higher up you are on this list that you pick, the more respect you get from Vormithrax. So, anybody gets a good kill score with a heroin addict, you got major props. So, we'll see what happens. I'm thinking most people are going to be down towards the bottom of the list. But you could just flat out build your own character. I mean, just take Survivor. and then build out exactly, specifically every single thing that you think you might want or need. So that's a very valid option as well. So we'll see. I think what's going to be cool is after I run this a couple of times tonight and then see what your guys' feedback is, I think my build on Friday is probably going to be quite different. So we'll see what happens. But I don't want to yak too long, so I'll try to avoid too many of those YouTube comments about how long they have to fast forward before any gameplay occurs. I really feel like character build and strategy discussion is going to be the big part of this particular challenge. So, now realize all the rules. You have to do the evacuee scenario. You can't do RBD. You can't do a lab start or any of that kind of stuff. It's an evacuee scenario. Multi-pool character. You got to use the multi-pool rules. Other than that, I don't care. Cheese the hell out of the system. Take traits, the negative traits that have no effect on you. Cheese up the positive traits. Max out your dodge. Do some kind of a dodge. Fists of Fury, Uber Warrior, whatever you want. We'll get as crazy and as just overpowered as you can make it, and then we'll see what people come up with. So yeah, I can't wait to use this lockpicking too. I'm really excited about lockpicking. All right, let me just glance through chat real quick. I've been chatting a lot and haven't caught some of the traits here. No ammo pickup. That is correct. You are not allowed to pick up anything. You're only allowed to use what you start the game with. The only exception to the no pickup rule is food and water. You can grab any food and water you want, but no ammo, no guns, no lights, no IR goggles, none of that. If you don't start with it, you don't get to use it. No crafting, other than if you, like I've said before, if you wanted to chop up your pants in order to make a bandage, go for it. But you can only use stuff you start with. Yeah, you can make as many attempts as you want. This isn't a one and done. Feel free to experiment, try your builds, tweak it, try your build, tweak it, and only post to my Discord what you consider your final score, your final attempt. And if somebody comes in way higher than you and you want to give it another go after getting feedback from somebody, feel free. Feel free to use my Discord as a place to swap ideas and to chat about the attempts and all that. There is one that starts with an A and B C suit. That'd be pretty cool, but God, that'd be slow. You wouldn't be dodging anything in an A and B C suit. You'd be immune to it quite a bit, but you'd also be getting tired really fast. So it's got its negatives. Adderall is food, right? Nope, sorry. Food and drink is just food and drink. No drugs, none of that stuff. Realize this means, like I said before, you're going to get a lot of bleeds, and you're not going to be able to do anything about them unless you start with bandages and stuff or cut up your own clothes. You're also not going to be able to cure infection. You're not going to be able to do anything with your health. So you got to consider that with the character you build and how you go about fighting. The rules do state what settings you have to use. Settings command, if it does not list, then you use the default. The only things that we changed are the city size and spacing. 16:2, otherwise completely default settings. You're not allowed to change anything else. It's the same way I always do it. Just look at the settings command, and you obviously don't have to use the Tileset or the Soundpack. I could care less how you guys view your game and what sound you listen to. But the only settings changed beyond default are 16:2 for size and spacing. Alright, I think I'm all caught up on the chitter chat, so let me go ahead and I'm just going to name this guy Special Operator. Yeah, we'll just call him Spec Op. Spec Op 1. That is your designation. Don't care about height or age in this one. That's going to be fairly irrelevant. Let's go ahead and jump in and see what kind of world it gives me. Yes, I am sure I am finished. And we're going for a Screama. Okay. Hey there, NPC. No good killing the NPC because I can't use any of his stuff anyway. What would he have had? Copper spear, leather pants, Kevlar vest. It's going to be so hard to break my habits of looking at items and finding stuff. That's going to be rough. What kind of map did we get? Ooh. Well, we got a radio tower we can get to pretty quick. I'm not liking what's looking like the size of that city, though. Hopefully that city's a lot larger, otherwise we're going to bail out and create a new map. Okay, let's take a look at a few things. I wasn't sure about this wetsuit. Wetsuit with my earplugs. What do you look like? Encumbrance. 100% coverage is good. 6-7 protection, huh? Or no, 2-1 protection. 6-7 encumbrance. Let's look at it this way instead. Stop it. What are we sitting at? 20 for the head. Is our wetsuit hood and our tack helmet. Don't care about the encumbrance there. Torso. We've got a dive bag. 40 coverage. Is going to take hits like crazy. Our H&K, our chest rig, and the two items, I believe, are magazine reloads for the MP5. So we're at 25 torso encumbrance. Dive bag's only 2, which is nice. MP5 is a bit. We got ballistic glasses on, help keep us from getting poked in the eyes. Mouth. Yeah, that's gonna be rough. Our arms are gonna take big hits. Swimming and tack gloves, huh? Our hands are fairly well protected. And our legs are not too great either. And combat boot. Alright, so we're okay. I'm not going to take anything off for now. We'll see how our fighting goes. I need to get into a couple of fights before I make a decision there. So, realize all we care about is, whoops. Okay, whatever. How do I have a black dragon lair? I'm not running Magicalism. Wait a minute. How do I have a black dragon lair message? Huh. Alright, whatever. What was I going to look at? I was going to look at... do you have to survive for 24 hours, or is it fine to die before 8 a.m. on day 2? Good question. I think it's okay to die. You just got to be careful to get a screenshot. You want to open this screen up and take a screenshot here so we can see most of your info. And then when you do hit the death screen, we want to see your kills. So just be careful to try to remember to screenshot those things. But I think so for this one. I restricted it to the evacuee start. I guess it's still possible somebody could pull this off, but the ridiculous circumstance that I thought of that would be ridiculous is if somebody managed to get into a rift or a lab area with breathers, and just killed breathers for 24 hours. And then had like 8,000 kills in 24 hours just because they sat there and stabbed breathers to death. And had them keep respawning and killing them and respawning and killing them. So, yeah. No, it's 24 hours of playtime. At 8 a.m. on day 2, we're done. So it's 8 a.m. on day 61. At 8 a.m. day 62, you QYY. So yeah, you could go blob killing. I'm not going to try to get into some point system for kills and say that a Skell Jug is worth more than a Hulk or whatever. No way am I getting into that kind of nonsense. So for the moment, we're just going total kill count. Whoever's got the most kills. Yeah, I guess that is a question. How would you know what day it is? If you don't have a watch, summon in a watch. Give yourself a watch. I forgot that time can be kind of fuzzy if you don't start the game with a watch. Be a little hard to guess from the sun-moon indicator exactly when 8 a.m. showed up. Although the dedicated would know how to tell the time exactly. There are ways in-game to know exactly what the time is without a watch. No, you should go pick up a watch, damn it. You're killing a million zombies. Oh, you're not allowed to pick something up. Yeah, just get a watch. I don't care how you do it. Doesn't matter to me. If you want to break the rule, quote-unquote, to get a watch, that's fine. That's not going to give you any kind of a tactical advantage. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get moving. So, I'm not going to change anything in my gear at the moment. Let's go and activate our sheath. Draw the kukri. Step outside. What do we got? Do I got Migos? Nope, I got a Dutchend. Oh, shall I make a Dutchend my first kill? I think I need to go to the radio tower first. Get a view of the area, and then make some decisions from there. So we're just gonna... we're gonna avoid the huge wasp. Oh, actually, it's a pack of Dutchends. Oh, man. Alright, let's go see if we can get some... Oh, it's only 3. Hey, puppy. There we go! We lost the pacifist. Achievement. 1! There you! Oh, see? I'm already winning. I'm already feeling the win. Possibly we can do some of the devs a favor by highlighting or spotlighting any really, really ridiculously OP combos or starts. So we'll see what kind of things people come up with. Go from there. I'm debating hanging on to the dive bag. I can't pick anything up. But I might be able to take it apart for the components at some point. It's only made of plastic. I can't do much with plastic. Nah, the dive bag's not going to be much use to me. We'll probably end up ditching the dive bag. I'm not going to be able to do anything useful with plastic, so if it was cloth that I could at least make a bandage with, that'd be a different thing. Oh, it's already 8:06 and I've only got 3 kills. Watch, this will be the one that has all the goodies at the top and I won't be able to get any of them. Hey there, map and telescope that I can't pick up. That kind of sucks. Oh, I got a mall. Well, at least we got a high pop area. Weighbridge. I don't think it's going to be much bigger than what I can see. That gives me a pretty good zombie count in a pretty contained area, though. A lot of places for me to hide. Yeah, but I don't really care about reading the map. If it's not immediately near me, it's going to take me too long to get to a place. Because I can't use vehicles, I'll just quit and start a new map if that's going to be the case. Too bad I don't get the benefit of the Survivor telescope from just like standing here, but I got to have it in my inventory to get the benefit. Yeah, there is a fungal there. Whether it's active or not is going to be the question. So we're already within its range of influence. We're right outside its normal range, so we might see fungal in the mall, which should be its own interesting thing. Doesn't really matter for me to look at all the buildings because I can't pick anything up, so seeing multiple antique stores where normally I could get weapons, garages, and subways, doctor's offices, none of that matters. Alright, we learned what we're gonna learn. Going inside there is not gonna gain me anything. I'm tempted just to go straight over to the mall. Start trying to fight things in the mall parking lot. See how our combat goes. Yeah, let's do that. We are 8 minutes into the challenge. It is 8:08. Alright, I left the dive bag behind, so that's going to help on our torso encumbrance, get us down to 21. I still need to keep the fights one-on-one if I can. Focus them down as quickly as possible. I don't know, I've got the feeling this is going to be a rough one for this guy. I don't know if he's the right build for this kind of a challenge. Okay, there's the parking lots. Standard zombies. I think I'm gonna back off and come at it from this direction. Two zombies, huh? That's some good numbers. 2 hit kills. I like it. See, what I need to do is I need to kill all the zombies, not pulp them, let them stand back up, and if I kill them again, does it increment the counter? I've actually always wondered that, and I've always forgotten to look into it or ask. Do you get credit for killing a zombie twice? If one zombie is trapped in a room and you just kill it over and over again, does your counter go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Or does it consider that the same zombie? Anybody happen to know? Wood axe is both bashing and cutting. Damage is inflicted for both values. So if it says 20-20, you do 20 cut and you do 20 bash, which is not as good as a thing that does 40 of only one type, because the protection values for the target also get applied twice. So it has cut protection and bash protection. So if you hit somebody with a split damage weapon, they get to deduct both their cut damage and their bash damage separately from the two values. Whereas if you hit somebody with a singular damage type, like 40 points of cut damage, then you're going to lose a lot less of the protection value because it's only one type. So generally, not always, but generally, you want a single damage type of a high number instead of split damage. Even if the split damage adds up to more than the single one, at a certain point the balance shifts, but loosely you want to try to focus on single damage weapons. Yeah, I'm not sure if re-killing counts or not. I don't know if it considers that. I'm gonna leave them unpulped just so maybe I can artificially inflate my kill count. Going well so far, no hits yet. As long as I can keep it to one-on-one against easy zombies. Oof, that was way too much swinging. That was like 8 or 9 swings to kill that child zombie. Oh, and there we go, our first hit. What happened there? Our boxer shorts ripped, our army pants dented, and we got grabbed. And hit again! And now here comes the bleed. See, it was going so well. I think just staying alive to 24 hours with this kind of a competitive stress going on is going to be difficult. I'm wondering how many people actually even make it to 24 hours. I think a lot of people are going to be dead in the first hour or two. So here's our inventory. All we've got is a radio, which I should ditch. Earplugs, which I'm not going to sleep, so that's pretty useless. Well, not useless. I could avoid some of the stun effects from screamers. And then the MP5 mags, which are the 2 items in my chest rig. So let's go ahead and ditch the radio. Can't think of any way to do that. I don't know, zombie children are harder to kill than these standard adult zombies are. I would much rather fight these than I would the zombie kids. The kids are just so small and dodgy. These guys I rarely miss. But the kids, as I showed you, took 8-9 swings to kill one kid. Nope, no grabbing. Only taken 3 or 4 swings to kill these guys. Kind of refreshing not having to check bodies for items and stress about carry capacities and all that kind of stuff. Liberating. So I'm using the vehicle as a shield to guarantee I only have to fight one at a time. Clear our south side here. Whoops. So this all looks great. I just got to caution. We talked earlier about the possibility that the melee weapon gets damaged. So far, Kukri's holding up, but I can about guarantee I'm going to wear this thing to a nub and end up ditching it at some point, and then what do I do? I'll still have my martial arts skill, my melee 4, but beyond that, since I can't pick anything up to use it, it's going to be fisticuffs. Yeah, standard zombie resurrection time, it actually varies. It's randomized a bit. 6 to 10 to 12 hours. Between 6 and 12, we'll say. It's not a set number. I'm definitely going to have to pick a harder world settings for the second one. I think character gen can build characters that are going to be able to run roughshod over the early zombies without some evolution or something. So we're probably going to see some pretty high numbers for this first one. Whoa. Actually starting to breathe a little bit. I'm most worried about my Eskrima, or my Kukri getting damaged. They are heavily damaged. They usually res with just a bar or even less of hit points. That's too many. Back off and use a vehicle for some cover. Too many. Back off again. Two more hits. More bleeding. My efficiency is really good. The high damage output of a Screama on these easy fights is really helping out. Oh no, my focus is 25. How will I ever gain XP? Yeah. So, don't pulp anything. Just circle them all. By the time I circle them all, these will all stand back up again, so I'll just spend my entire time in the mall parking lot. Hey there, Korg. Welcome to Zombie Hunt Challenge number 1. Got a grab in, but I managed to drop him before he was able to do anything with it. As always, it's the things are going great, get overconfident, that'll be the problem. Oh. That grabbed how many? 4? Alright, let's back off and use the vehicle again. Nice little wing they've got going there. Oh, I screwed that up twice. More bleeding. Not enough vehicles over there for me to use to keep from getting surrounded. That'll be a problem for some of the rest of this mall area. Okay, feels like we're off to a pretty good start. What are we up to? 76. 76 in the first 36 minutes. They do still hit vehicles. They just do it way less often than they used to. Go back this way. I think there's more parking lot up this way. I'm going to keep using the vehicles as much as I can. Ouch. One of the big dangers I think everybody should be very, very careful of is accumulating pain. Because unless you start with drugs, which very, very few characters do, you're not going to be able to get rid of it very quickly. So if you get yourself into a lot of pain, it's going to be a really big problem. It's going to take a long time. What is with all the flowers all of a sudden? I don't remember this previously. Has that always been that way in the mall? Or have they changed the mall again? But yeah, I think pain is something you really, really got to be careful of. If you let the pain escalate too much, you're going to have a devil of a time getting it back down to manageable numbers again. Hey look, I'm very hungry. Oh, we got a bite. I didn't notice we got a bite wound. Well, that's not good. Huh. I have no fire making capabilities, so I can't cauterize either. Can I fire my HK a few times to heat the barrel up and then cauterize my leg with the barrel of the gun? Can we get that added into the game? Somebody needs to take care of that. Heroin addict seems good. I'm telling you, anybody that picks from a character from the professions from the top of the list, you're going to get mad props if you get some good kill numbers. Any heroin addict that shows up with a few thousand kills in the first 24 hours is going to be A-OK in my book. Yeah, I didn't notice I picked up a bite. So, that's not good. This early especially. I can't think of a single thing I can do about it. I got no medical items. I don't have a fire-making item. Anybody that starts with matches or a lighter and some kind of a blade can at least cauterize a bite they pick up. Yeah, I got nothing. Cattail rhizome jelly, that's not the issue. The issue is the challenge says that I am not allowed to pick up anything. I'm not allowed to pick any items up other than food and water. No meds, no items of any kind. No crafting, no picking up items. The challenge is build a character, keep that character alive as is for 24 hours, and see how many kills you can get. Yeah, glasses sort of do. But I don't think there's any way to get the glasses. Let's check the command list. Yeah. I don't have any options to start a fire quickly or to heat up my kukri. So the items I've got currently, this list changes based on what options you have with the items currently. No, I don't think so. I won't be rolling on a cattail rhizome jelly. How would you even get cattail rhizome jelly without interacting with the cattails first? grabby little guys. Yeah, I screwed up. I was held a little too long. Sometimes you get grabbed and bit in the same action, and you can't do anything about that. But otherwise, break those grabs as quick as you can. If you're not familiar, if you're new to the game, you can only get these bite wounds, shown here by the blue text on my leg. You can only get those while grabbed. They have to successfully grab you, then they can inflict a bite wound. So, break the grab status as quickly as possible, and you'll cut way down on the number of times you have to deal with. Oh, rollerblades. Rollerblades. Fitted? Nope, poor fit rollerblades. Okay, that's a few too many. Who we got here? Zombie cop? Alright, let's switch to the other side. Cop might be a little tough. Getting some pretty good combos there. A lot of the high damage ones. We'll stay right here. As long as I can, anyway.